Hi, Taurus, Sun and Rising. Welcome to your August 2022 Astro Update. It's Raina here. August. Well, it's Leo season as the month begins. And I don't know about other astrologers. I guess I'm talking about the sun being in Leo because then other planets transit into other signs that are not necessarily Leo. But Leo for Taurus is another fixed sign. So it's going to be the ruler of an angular house, in this case, the fourth house of home and family. So this is an area where you're coming off of a new moon at the end of July. And it's logical to say that new moons are new beginnings, so you'll move into a new house. But I believe that it's just as likely that it can give a new attitude to whatever situation you're in. So maybe you have been unsatisfied with where you live and you come to have a new appreciation for where you currently reside, and you decide to stay there longer. If you are planning on leaving, it might be that this is the first time that you acknowledge to yourself that that's something you want to do. So in other words, when there's the full moon in Leo, sometime in either January or February of 2023, that might be the time when the house is sold, the apartment is left, and that is more, or those are the finalizations, is that a word, of the plans involving change of home. And remember that there are new moons and full moons in Leo every year, and you're not going to be doing that at those times. But for those people that this is something that is on your mind and in your heart, then you might be feeling it much more. And also remember that Taurus has Uranus transiting your sign. So, a lot of Taurus people love to, what's the expression? Lay down roots. Lay down foundations, set down roots, whatever that term is. You like a sense of constancy versus rootlessness. And this is a generalization. Some of you may have more of a wanderlust than that. But in general, Taurus people like to, I wish I could, I was going to say lay down roots, set roots, whatever that phrase is. And yet, with Uranus in your sign, it can make you love freedom much more, want it more than you have maybe ever or in a long time. As the month begins, Mercury goes into Virgo on the 4th, so early in the month. And Virgo is a fellow earth sign, and this is a trine to you, Taurus. It's a friendly angle, the friendliest angle, and it's coming from the 5th house. So this is a house of fun, of pleasure, of love and creativity. And Mercury here can have you talking to somebody who's a love interest. Thinking on love, thinking about what love means to you, has meant to you. Thinking about children, conceiving children. Thinking about an artistic project. And when I say thinking, it could also be involved with, getting things together on a deeper level too, because Mercury can be about talking to people about something, researching it. On the 11th of the month, Venus goes into Leo, so into that 4th house. And there's a full moon at 19 degrees of Aquarius, which is the 10th house of career. Both things happening on the 11th. So we have these oppositions. It's not going to be an actual opposition because they're too far apart, but they're in opposing houses. So the point that I'm trying to make is that you have two influences happening on the same day that affect opposite houses. And, to me, the symbolism or what this all entails is that there's a part of you that is very much into your domestic life for one reason or the other. Venus can be, money associated with it, or maybe you're decorating something that you're focused on with your home. But at the same time, the full moon in the 10th house can bring recognition career-wise, and that can be very good for your career aspirations. So it's possible that you are decorating your home because you plan to sell it. So I'm not saying that that isn't part of all of this, but there could be a watershed moment career-wise at this time. And it's really interesting because I have this magical almanac that Llewellyn, if you're familiar with that metaphysical book company, they put out every year. I tend to get it. I've been getting it. It's like a magical type of book, and they have like the transits, the moon signs, and some of this sun and moon positions every day, and these different holidays. And I remember on the 11th of August that when this is happening, there's going to be something called it's called Mountain Day, and it's connected to Japan. And I think it's about, honoring mountains or something, or climbing mountains. And it's just interesting because for Taurus, the full moon is falling in the 10th house of career. And the 10th house is ruled by Capricorn, and the symbol of Capricorn is the mountain goat. And that's kind of what Capricorn is all about, is scaling mountains. That's the symbolism for aspiring to do better, to go higher. What's that phrase that they use now in the New Age community? Level up, or whatever you want to call it. Things like that. On the 20th, Mars goes into Gemini. I will be doing a separate video on the Mars transits for each of the signs and what that's going to entail. For Taurus, this is going to be the second house of earned income. And the significance of this transit in August is that Mars will not leave the sign of Gemini until the end of March of 2023, which is like mind-blowing because it doesn't have that long of a transit when it's just doing its thing normally, but it retrogrades every 2 years, and that slows things down. But my God, it's just like cray-cray. So in the second house, now this is a period of time before it's even in its shadow period. So it will be going there fairly shortly, but not yet. You feel a sense of urgency about earning money for whatever reason, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, coming on the heels of that full moon in your 10th house just 11 days earlier, if perhaps you have gotten more recognition from the public, and that is increasing your sales, whatever it is that your career is. And so you're just busy as a little beaver. But this just can give you a lot of enthusiasm, or whatever you want to call that sense of urgency to make money. On the 22nd, the sun goes into Virgo. The sun goes into the house that it rules, the 5th house, fun and games. It's very interesting. I have Taurus rising, and I'm trying to think to myself, I was always a person who loved school. So whenever this transit would come around where it started to be Virgo season, that would coincide with school starting. And I always, enjoyed it. There might have been times where I was nervous, but overall, I really liked like to be in school. And the fifth house is the house of pleasure. So whatever somebody finds pleasurable, and we all have different things. Not everybody wants to go to a ball game. Not everybody wants to go to a ballet. We're all different in what we find enjoyable. But yeah, I mean, even going to a bookstore, if there are any left, I know there's a few, but going to some kind of lecture, that might be something that is really fun for such a person. And I would say Taurus people probably to some degree, because Virgo is in that fifth house. So anything that is a mental pursuit might be things that you actually do enjoy. What else can I say about that? Well, and romantic situations may come up too. On the 25th, Mercury goes into Libra. So that is more of that serious sixth house, which is about health and work matters. Mercury here can make you reading about diets, maybe kind of hashing out how you're going to make this happen if you have something in mind. Mercury is mind, so having something in mind could certainly be what is going on for you. You could be talking to potential employers. On the 27th, we have a new moon at 4 degrees of Virgo. So in that fifth house, a new creative project, a new love. Maybe it's serious. We don't know yet. Maybe it's an affair or when I say affair, it sounds like I'm talking about you're cheating or anything like that. No, I mean like a dalliance. There's another word, a hookup. Fling. I actually paused it to think and try to get my brain going, because I'm doing this later in the evening and my brain wants to, pack it in for the night. Yeah, so like a fling, it could be that, but anything that has a romantic side to it. And this ushers in the month of September, where this continues, and you have these other, inner planets in Virgo too, that just kind of enhance this area that is all about taking time for enjoyment. It's fine and dandy. The sixth house is work. That saying, work hard, play hard. But I don't even know if it should be hard. I mean, but having a work-play balance for sure. And maybe now is the time that you're engaging in that. Okay, that's what I have for you, Taurus. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I have some specials, double readings at a special price. You can check on those and my other readings at the link below. Take care. Bye.